Beauty Addicts, welcome to my contouring and highlighting routine using powders. This is a 4-step process where we're going to be adding blush, bronzer, highlighting powder, and then a cheek highlight. So if you want to see how I contour and highlight using powders, then please keep on watching. Before we get started, I just wanted to let you guys know that I already went in with face primer, foundation, concealer. I did my eyes and my eyebrows, so I got that out of the way. As for my eyes, I used the MAC Cinderella Stroke of Midnight eyeshadow palette and then the Glitter and Reflex Pearl. So if you want to see how I got this eye makeup look, I will link my makeup tutorial down below. Alright, now let's jump into the contouring and highlighting routine. Step 1 is to go in with blush. I'm going to be using the blush from the e.l.f. Contouring Blush and Bronzing Powder palette, and then I'm going to apply it with the MAC 168 brush. So we're just going to dip our brush into the blush, tap it out, and then we're going to start right here. You don't want to go any further in than that because you don't want to get it too close to your mouth. So we're just place it right here, and we're going to just bring the brush back and forth, back and forth. And then you're just going to bring the brush back and down, and then back and down, and then just so it's blended in fully. Step 2 is to go in with a bronzer or contouring powder. I'm going to be using Fawn from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit. This is the original contour kit. To contour the cheeks, the forehead, and the jaw, I'm going to be using the Nars Brush. First, we're going to contour the jaw. So what we're going to do is we're going to dip our Nars Brush into the contouring powder, tap it out, and then we're going to tilt our head back, place the brush right here, and then bring it down the center, and then spread out that color underneath the jaw. And then with what's left on the brush, we're just going to bring down that color onto the neck just so that everything blends in together nicely. Now we're going to dip the Nars brush back into the contouring powder, place it by our ear, and then just bring it down the jaw towards the chin, go back and forth. We're going to dip it again. Now we're going to go to the other ear, and then we're going to bring it down the jaw, bring it back and forth. And then what's left on the brush, what we're going to do is we're going to bring it all together. So we're going to start on the jawline and then bring it down into the neck. Next, we're going to contour the forehead. So we're going to dip our brush into the contouring powder again, and we're going to start at the corner of our head and then bring it down towards the ear, and then kind of bring it back and forth and slowly move it towards the center of the forehead. Dip it again. We're going to put it in this corner now, and I'm going to bring it down towards the ear and move it back and forth until you get to that center of the forehead, and just bring it back and forth and blend it all together. Now kind of get into the hairline too. Now we're going to blend our contour out with the e.l.f. small stipple brush. What we're going to do is we're going to start at the center of the forehead, and we're going to make circular motions all the way around the head. This is so everything blends in nicely. Go around the head. And then underneath the jaw. Just spread it around a little bit just to make sure it's blended. Next, we are going to contour the cheeks. I'm going to be using the Nars brush again. And we're going to dip that into the contouring powder, tap it out, and then place it on the cheek. Now, I'm going to be making an awkward fish face. You are going to be making an awkward fish face, and we're just going to be awkward together. It's okay. So, awkward fish face. Okay, and this is what's going to help you determine where to put your contour. So pretty much right where your cheeks indent in is where you're going to be putting it. Now you could also look right here, right underneath where you put the blush, and you can feel that bone right there. So you're just going to want to put it right there. Now, you also don't want to go too far in. So here's my trick. What you're going to do is you're going to start the nose here, and you're going to start up here, and then you're just going to bring it down until your fingers meet. Now you don't want to go any further down than that. Otherwise, you're going to get too close to your lips and it's just going to look awkward. You can also go a little shorter than that, whatever you're comfortable with, but just know not to go too far down close to the lips. Okay, so we're going to make the awkward fish face and then apply the contour powder. Just bring it back and forth. Next, we're going to blend out the contouring powder that we put on our cheeks. I'm going to be using the e.l.f. small stipple brush to do it. Now, the number one thing to know about contouring is that you need to blend. There's nothing worse than going out with contour powder lined up on your cheek. You want to have it blended in. Now let's get on to the blending. What we're going to do is we're going to place the stipple brush right here on the top of the contour and then just go back and forth. Do the other side, back and forth. And then we're going to start at the top again, and we're going to do circular motions, working our way down. You can work your way back up, and down. And the other side. And then just keep blending until it's completely blended in. Now sometimes I even use my fingers just to help blend in a little bit more. But yes, blend, blend, blend. The next step is to contour the nose. Now, I'm not going to be contouring the nose because my nose is already so thin and pointy. I don't want to emphasize that. But if you have a more full nose or a nose that you just like to contour, what you can do is use the Sigma E40 brush, and you're going to start at the top of the nose right next to that nose bone right here, and then bring it down and bring it back up. And then you start here, bring it down, and brush it back up and blend it in. Now, depending on your nose shape, you also might want to go around the nostrils. The last step in the contouring portion of this routine is to contour the lip. Now, I'm going to dip my Sigma E21 brush into the contouring powder lightly, and then we're going to place it at the center of the lip, right underneath that bottom lip. Just go back and forth. And you're going to kind of go up and around a little bit with what's left on the brush. Okay. Blend it out a bit. Now I'm going to blend it out with the Sigma E36 brush. This is a smaller blending brush, so it's going to go right underneath that lip. And then if you end up placing too much contour powder, you can also tap at it with your finger. You want this to be very subtle. Step number 3 is to go in with a highlighting powder. I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Banana Powder from the Contour Kit. To apply the banana powder, I'm going to be using the Sigma F35 Tapered Highlighter brush. And we're going to dip that into the banana powder, tap it out, and then we're going to place it right here, and then swoop up and back, up and back. To the other eye, place it right here, we're going to swoop up and back, up and back. Now we're going to dip our Sigma brush right back into the banana powder, and then we're going to place it on our forehead. Go back and forth, and then do swirly motions around just to make sure that it's blended in. Dip it again, and we're going to go on our chin. Dip it again, and then we're going to place it on our nose. Now to highlight the Cupid's bow, I'm going to be using this Sigma E36 blending brush, just because this is a smaller brush. The F35 would be too big to highlight right here, and this is just the perfect size, and it's a blending brush, so it's really fluffy, can really get in there. So we're going to dip this brush into the banana powder, and we're going to place right here on our Cupid's bow. Place here, and then blend it out. Step number 4 is to go in with a cheek highlighter. I'm going to be using the Becca Cosmetics Shimmering Skin Perfector in Opal. To apply this, I'm going to be using that Sigma F35 Tapered Highlighter brush again. So we're just going to dip that into Opal, tap it out, and then we're going to place it on the top of our cheekbones, right above where you put the blush. Just bring it back and forth. The tapered point on this brush is very helpful for whenever you're placing cheek highlighters. Onto the other side. So that is how to contour and highlight using powders. I hope you all enjoyed my video and found it helpful. Please let me know down in the comments if there are any other type of how-to videos you would like for me to do. Also, please click subscribe so that way you can see more videos from me, and I will see you all in my next video.